Republicans and future Republicans, welcome back to another video. Today, I have seen a Democrat meltdown, the likes of which I don't think I've ever seen before. So, Bill Maher, world leftist, one of the biggest leftist Democrat people on the planet, recently met Trump in the White House. He liked Trump. We covered this entire story. He and Trump actually got along. He went back and he told his audience that he liked Trump. And then guess what? The response from the tolerant left was that this guy met Trump. It wasn't very tolerant. It was a mostly peaceful harassment death threat campaign, and they are threatening to kill this man because he said nice things about the Orange Man after calling him Hitler for 10 years. Now, Charlie Kirk, big right-wing political streamer, was the first guest on Bill Maher's podcast ever since he met Trump. Now, you could say, Nux, it's a coincidence. He just likes bridging the aisle. I say, personally, that this is of evolution of society. The Charlie Kirk type people, you know, the actual religious Christian, religious ideology type people, they were not accepted in leftist echo chambers before. We are evolving as a species. We are taking over the world. I'm not saying Bill Maher is a Republican, but I am saying that bro probably gets wet dreams of the Orange Man and MAGA hats. I'm just saying. It turns out the loony bins on the left are just so much loonier than the loonies on the right. We are truly having a glorious evolution. The common sense pipeline is truly crazy. Bro meets Trump and basically invites one of the biggest right-wing political influencers of all time to the podcast. So he did like a 2-hour show with him. We're not reacting to the entire show, but this Twitter account, Red Wave Press, essentially did a compilation. He took all the epic moments and epic owns. Apparently, we're winning the culture war. I don't know if you're aware, but subscribe if you like winning. Unsubscribe if you don't like winning. That's right, leave a like if winning is good, and leave a dislike if, you hate winning. So, with all that out of the way, let's see what this actual debate was actually about. I'm very excited to see this because essentially Bill Maher, mega leftist, was complaining the entire time that the mega left are sending him insane amounts of death threats. So, this is pretty good. You love to see it. I mean, you don't love to see, mostly peaceful death threats. That's what I get from Hassan's community. Mostly peaceful death threats whenever I insult people. Look, I am not here to build bridges and make friends. I am here to have fun and make fun of retards. We are not the same. All right, let's see what we got.
Drink?
No, I'm good, thank you.
You don't drink?
No.
Or smoke pot?
No.
And you're married and super Christian. We're going to get along great.
Dude, he's actually having a super Christian on his podcast. Are we on the same page? Do we recognize how f***ing awesome this is? This is like an evolution, the likes of which we've never seen. When have you seen, like, the far left talk show host actually having meaningful, open conversations with people that are like, homosexuality is a sin, or stuff like that? When do you see this on the timeline? You don't! He's been vilified by the left, and it turns out common sense is winning. Let's go. Define super Christian. Super Christian!
This is going to just be perfect.
But can I just ask you, because I want to find out a lot about you, because you're...
So I do drink, I don't smoke. But I do drink, but I don't get drunk. I only get drunk once a year. I get drunk once a year. It's healthy. You unlock. You get drunk one time a year. Not super drunk, just a little drunk. But other than that, whatever.
You're obviously a super bright guy, but you do think that I have the right to live completely opposite than you do.
I think you can get as drunk as you'd like.
And you're that kind of an American, right? You're not forcing your opinions as...
I'm not here to say you can't. What are you talking about?
I love how he's like, wait a second, you mean I'm having you on a podcast and I'm doing things that are opposing your beliefs and you're not actually just shutting me down and not letting me live the way that I want to live in front of you? And he's like, yeah, you can do whatever you want. He's like, what? I'm not used to this. I'm used to leftists that if I don't call them she, her, they, them, they immediately stab me with a kitchen knife. This isn't... It's crazy, bro. How do we win so much? What is this sorcery? Allowing me to do things that you personally don't agree with? Oh my god. Did you know that only 13% of the wizards cast 70% of the spells?
So you think pot should be legal?
That's a complicated...
No.
All right. Let's go. Controversy. All right. Okay. All right. So let's get started. So apparently, it all started off with Maher saying that the woke lunatics want him dead more than the Republicans. Oh God, the timeline is so good. What a beautiful, flowery, lovely timeline.
You travel with security?
Unfortunately.
You do?
Yeah.
Well, of course you have to travel with security.
Wow.
Especially if you're, honestly, especially if you're on the right, you need to travel with security. The left tries, again, this is coming from chaotic neutral Nuxanor here. When you see violence that goes on in America, it's almost always the left. I don't want to be rude here, not trying to insult any pussies. I'm sure some pussies won't like to hear what I have to say, but January 6th was a protest that went violent. Windows were broken. Police officers were assaulted. That is fucking awful. Not okay. But that was the one right-wing protest that turned violent that I could think of. Literally the only one. Firebombing Tesla dealerships, looting stores in middle of Black Lives Matter protests. That shit is normal. A normal day of mostly peaceful protesting. And that is insanity. It's insanity. And the craziest part is, the left media spins it that the right-wing people are dangerous because they're the ones with the guns, and guns kill children, and children die, and evil shit happens, and let's cancel the Declaration of Independence. Second Amendment? Fuck that shit. We gotta repeal everything. Now let's firebomb some Teslas.
Like what kind?
You know, security.
Well, I'm sorry that you have to do that, but that's the price of fame, and boy, I mean...
It's either security or anonymity. I've personally chosen the latter. I like my life of privacy. I'm willing to debate and shit on whoever I feel like on the internet, make fun of the retards, and yeah, I'm not... I know that the blue anime avatar looking thing is cringe to some people, and you are invited to not watch me. I am capping my success at a certain point. I make definitely enough money, thank God. So I cap my success with the blue Grinch avatar just to weed out the retards, and I don't need to deal with that. Hell yeah, dude.
Man, you're everywhere. You're
we have
the new It Boy
No,
of
no,
podcasts. No, it's true.
We have different jihadis that want to kill me. The purple-haired jihadis, the woke guys.
Well,
So
they kill me. They want to kill me just as bad.
Bro, dude, imagine a debate between... Listen, I could throw down with both of you guys. I'll be real here. I know I am not nearly as famous as Bill Maher or Charlie Kirk. I know, but I'll be real. The jihadis want me dead probably more than both of you guys. I got this little thing called being a Jew. It's my kryptonite and also my greatest strength. Let's not forget any of that shit. All right, listen. So he's big famous right-wing influencer versus big famous anti-woke left-wing influencer versus relatively stupid little retarded blue Jew guy on the internet. We're all pretty even.
probably.
Oh, they really do.
No, you.
Dude, I love watching, like, the realization hit him. He meets Trump, he makes fun of woke people, and they want him dead. They want him dead. This is literally the Ethan Klein, Hassan Piker drama all over again. You get this gaggle of leftist retards, they sit together, they spout their politics, all of a sudden, you disagree on one minute point, I'm not gonna call you they, them, you're one person, and all of a sudden, holy fuck, you betrayed them, time to kill you. And the world is waking up. No one wants the woke religion around anymore.
You've been very outspoken on the woke stuff. Big time.
Oh, yes. I mean, and they, just the way within a religion, they hate their own apostates more. I would say they hate me more.
Damn.
Because I'm supposed to, like, get on the short bus to Crazy Town with them. And I won't. And yet I'm still a liberal. And still, like, you know, I mean, we probably could argue all day about Donald Trump and what he's doing.
Probably.
Which I'm not down with. But, you know, it's always the people who are closest who think, oh, gosh, you shouldn't have, you're a traitor somehow. You don't go along
because they...
Again, I shouldn't be laughing. I know that everyone wants, like, there's a massive contingency, this giant woke mob that wants to kill Bill Maher. I shouldn't be laughing. But, like, to quote my boy, my guy, Jordan Peterson, you will be held to higher and higher and soon impossible to maintain ethical standards by the very mob you currently wish to please. Then you will make a mistake and they will devour you with glee. Please take this warning seriously. I liked you. I'm just saying, man, that ages so well. The woke shit, they want to fucking kill you, man. They don't like you. They want you to completely and utterly join their cause or forever die.
thought you were one of them.
And then Jordan Peterson probably started crying uncontrollably, you know, as one does.
And that
I am one of them. They're not one of me. I'm okay. It's the liberals who have.
So they've left you, not you left.
Yeah, well,
I
I mean, to be honest, if you look at the entire cabinet in power right now, literally everyone is an ex-liberal. They're all ex-liberals. Trump was a liberal. Joe Rogan was a liberal. Pam Bondi was a liberal. They were all liberals. The liberals left the common sense. They are so far from center right now. The loud voices in the party, the fucking neo-Marxist, mega-socialists, pro-terrorist movements in the left, like those guys are fucking retarded.
I feel like there's liberal and woke are two completely different things. It was the theme of my last stand-up special that I just did a few months ago. And it's basically, I mean, it wasn't the whole special, of course, but it was a large part of it devoted to that, to proving that case that, you know, what liberals believe, woke is something completely different. It's very often the opposite of it. You know, liberalism is, let's live in a colorblind society. That's the goal.
All
Woke's
right.
goal is,
I respect that.
We see race everywhere.
Race
in
obsession.
True!
Yes. Okay.
They're just so anti-racist, they just loop around and go full racist. Hell yeah, dude. It's like, we are not racist, therefore we will treat all black people better and all white people worse. Hell yeah, dude. You've saved racism. Shout out to these guys. Woo, yeah. Yeah. Black guy kills somebody premeditated, well, that's self-defense. White guy protects himself and kills someone, jail him for life. Hell yeah, dude. That's not racist. That's the solution. Right. Bro, it's so insanely bullshit. Oh my god.
Okay, so
See, but the thing is, in my opinion is, again, I've made a graph for this before, but I'm currently on a laptop, so I'm not gonna like pull out the whole chart and shit. On the spectrum of left to right, I think you have, let's say, a circle around the center, 5 points right of center and 5 points left of center. You're still reasonable. But once you're like 10 points right of center, let's kill all the Jews, we're Nazis, or you're, you know, 10 points left of center, let's join the Islamist jihadist brotherhood and kill all the Jews. It always ends up there. That's also pretty fucked up.
that's not liberal. You changed. Liberal is there a two-state solution. Woke is river to the sea. Okay, those are so just.
Yeah. That's the point. Yeah, liberals want a two-state solution in Israel. Palestinians having their state, and you know, Jewish Israelis having their state. And the woke people are like, no, let's murder all Jews in Israel. Hell yeah, dude. That's what I'm fucking crazy. They lost the plot. Now, the crazy thing is, the woke people, I think, they poison the movements of the liberal people. So Israel tried to do two-state solutions multiple times over the last 50 years. Every single time it was rejected because the Palestinians did not want a two-state solution. They wanted to wipe out all of Israel, like all the Jews in Israel. So it never ended up happening, and that dream is gone. It's not going to happen. I know people like Bill Maher are still clinging on to that, but that is a time past.
Just don't take my word and say you're
Israel and Palestine destroying liberals every day.
that. You took this and took it to. You got off the F train, you fell asleep, and you got off the 20 stops too far.
Bro, I am watching the biggest left-wing voice in the world, meeting one of the biggest right-wing voices in the world, and they've come together to shit on leftists. Truly a glorious day. God, thank you for this day. Oh, it doesn't stop.
And don't blame me for that.
Yeah, it doesn't stop. All right, so that's how it started. Apparently, Bill Maher getting more death threats from the wokies than people like Charlie Kirk. All right, then Kirk praises Maher for standing up to the woke. Incredibly based. Hell yeah.
And I think
every single person in every single political party should stand up to the retards of their political party. I don't like the idea of being silent to the retards in your side of politics. Just because they're on your side of politics, so therefore you're on the winning team. I think a brave person calls out their allies for their bullshit as well as their enemies. I think that's important. That's why I'll make fun of retards everywhere. I make fun of Hassan Piker for hating Jews. I'll make fun of Candace Owens for hating Jews. Damn, it really is pretty simple sometimes.
left versus liberal or woke versus liberal.
You don't think Candace Owens hates Jews? All right, chat. I've made 2 videos on Candace. You know, I'm gonna make a third. I've actually been looking into it. So this is Candace Owens saying that the Star of David is actually not Jewish. and it's worshiping the cult of the Moloch, which is some demon. So listen, guys, you could argue that this isn't anti-Semitic, but I would argue that it is.
Is an important distinction.
Right.
I will say what makes you different is few liberals stand up to the woke.
And
few liberals are willing to stand up to woke.
Absolutely. And few conservatives stand up to Trump.
Fair enough. I mean,
I think both are true. I think both are true. There are a lot of people that'll just blindly follow whatever Trump says and just agree every single time. It's definitely the easier path. It's definitely the path of least resistance to just basically following the Trump train and never disagreeing with anything he says. It's an easy path. And I think it's the same with the mega wokies. The mega wokies, those freaks, they expect you to agree with everything they say. And that's why I think a lot of people that would be normal, rational people on the left or leaning left, they are such gigantic pussies that they don't want to stand up to the woke freaks. So they will be like, yes, of course you're 17 different genders with 47 pronouns, obviously. Oh, those bigots that call you anything otherwise. And those people are literally cooking their own party.
You can stand up or disagree, but I guess you could say the question,
well,
is Trump, woke is an ideology. Is Trump an ideology? I mean, he's a person.
Well, MAGA
is an ideology.
Yeah, MAGA is
But I mean,
ideology.
I disagree with Trump on a lot of stuff. I mean, I don't think we should go to war with Iran. I think that'd be a big mistake.
Well, I think that depends on Iran. I think that's, again, Trump doesn't want to go to war with Iran either. Trump's entire idea is, I can't let Iran have a nuclear program, and hopefully we could do that through diplomacy. If we can't, we'll end up being at war. Realistically, Trump doesn't want to go with Iran either. See, when it comes to Iran, I actually kind of completely agree with Trump. Awkward. Yeah, no, but in regards to Trump, I don't think he should have pardoned the violent Jan 6ers. I think he should have retried them. I don't think he should have just pardoned them, like as an example of something I disagree with Trump about, you know? But you can't compare that to Biden just pardoning literally his entire fucking crime family.
Also, when you get to, we're going to send homegrown American citizens to foreign prisons.
Oh, so the thing he said, you mean?
Homegrown.
To Bukele.
Americans.
No, and if he were to do that, I would support it.
Great.
I guess it depends on the homegrown American citizen. If Bukele wants to store like the rapists, pedophiles, and murderers of America, I don't mind. Fuck him. Nux, would you engage in a dialogue with people you disagree with? Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
But
not anyone, but yeah, absolutely.
I think that is a one-liner that he gave to Bukele. I think that is, you met the man.
Yes.
Do you think he actually believes that? Like he would do that?
Yeah, I think he would.
It's worse if he does or would. It's still horrible that an American president would say that. Look me in the eye and tell me if Obama had said that, what your reaction would be.
Wouldn't like it.
Wouldn't like it. I think it would be a little more vitriolic than that.
We'd be
apoplectic.
Upset.
Okay. I'm finding out how honest you are, Charlie, and
right.
so far I think you're doing.
Look at this guy. He's like, holy shit, I'm talking to like a very right-wing man, and he's actually honest. Look at him. He's shocked. Dude, he meets Trump once, he opens a dialogue with all the right-wing voices, and he's like, holy fuck, they're decent people. I was calling them Nazis for the last 10 years, but they're actually decent people.
I'm good, and I hope I'm doing good with you, because if we don't have the honesty, we can't really...
Bro, that is crazy! All right, moving on. Kirk torches an uneducated maher on Kilmar Abrego Garcia. All right, holy shit, I have to see this. So for those of you that are unaware, Kilmar Abrego Garcia is a MS-13 terrorist that was deported from the United States. He was supposed to be not deported to El Salvador, but there was a mistake in the paperwork. They ended up deporting him to El Salvador, which was his home country. He wasn't supposed to be deported there because of something 6 years ago that said he wasn't, but he was, and now he's in a jail in El Salvador, and the Democrats basically made this guy their new messiah. I think, hot take, it was done on purpose just to trick the Democrats into literally fighting for the rights of a terrorist and making them look like a complete retard. I made an entire video on him already. The Maryland man, definitely look into that for more details. But yeah, I'm excited to see, because I think that's completely indefensible. That's like, it's one of the retard detectors. I think there's like 5 big retard detectors in the Trump administration. that if you disagree with these points just because you hate Trump, it actually makes you a retard. That is one of the 5 retard detectors of the Trump administration. There's that. There's Doge auditing the government. Defending terrorists. Doge auditing the government. Voter ID laws, like all of these. But anywho.
Well, they didn't vote for.
They did vote for mass deportations.
People without any. I mean,
So you mean that Maryland case?
No one gets
about,
disappeared,
right?
bro. No one gets disappeared. They deport people when there are illegal citizens, illegal people in the country. Come on, dude.
The
said, MS-13 member?
Well, there's no evidence that he's.
You've got to be fucking kidding me. There's no way, dude. Stop. Oh no, bro. The TDS is killing him. He's trying so hard.
They did not present evidence. I mean, I don't really want to get into the weeds on this one because I got to do it on my show Friday.
They didn't present evidence? My brother, my homie. My guy, my dude. Are we kidding? Like, are you joking? It's shameful whenever I see this, bro. First of all, he was confirmed as an MS-13 member by El Salvador and by 3 separate judges in America. Not only that, but you ready for the biggest twist of all? The biggest twist, literally, of all of them? There we go. This is Donald Trump, President of the United States. This is the tattoos on Kilmar Abrego Garcia. You're gonna tell me he's not an MS-13 member? You're gonna tell me he's not an MS-13 member, bro? Really, literally has the fucking MS-13 tattoo on his hand? Like, come on, man. Like, what are we talking about? Ree! Maybe he's a nice guy. Ree! All right, dude. And this is his hand. We've seen it in posts. He's the guy in prison. Fuck him. He's a terrorist. It's his problem. He's back in El Salvador where he belongs. Stop!
But the Supreme Court, I guess we have to get into the weeds.
There's even new evidence in the last couple of hours that you lead the conversation. You tell me how deep you want to go on it.
None.
He's such a nice guy, Charlie Kirk. I don't know him very well, but he seems like such a upstanding gentleman here. Like, he could absolutely cook him on this, but he's not. He was invited to his show, and he's really treating him very cordially.
I mean, but I hope that if it comes to light, let me button it up this way. I hope that if it does come to light that there really is no evidence that this guy was a gang member, that he got swept up, which is very understandable, that when you do a sweep, when you're doing big things, yes, nothing is going to go perfect. But if it does come to light, I would hope that some Republicans have the spine to say, yeah, that's not right.
I'll say it with a whole heart. If this guy actually isn't an MS-13 gang member, then absolutely they should do their best to make sure that he's put right. However, they should still fucking deport him because he's an illegal person in the United States of America that's probably beating his wife. So yeah, I could say that. However, there is insurmountable evidence that he's an actual MS-13 member. You could say that all the time. It's like, listen, if Jesus wouldn't have come back to life, would you not be a Christian right now? And it's like, well, why are you even asking me that question?
This guy should not be there. I mean, the Bill of Rights, it's pretty clear.
This dude was picked up with 2 other MS-13 gang members. They deported all of them together to El Salvador, his home country, because he's an illegal immigrant. In El Salvador, they put him in prison because he's an MS-13 gang member. It's open and shut.
You can't just disappear people.
No one's
without
getting
any
disappeared.
Sort of trial.
Well, but sorry to interrupt.
And deportation is not the same thing as sending someone to a prison.
But you are allowed to deport under the Alien Enemies Act.
Correct.
Someone who is part of a recognized terrorist organization, which MS-13 is pretty close to a terrorist organization.
No, it is. It is a terrorist organization. Trump recognized it as a terrorist organization. It's a very violent gang that drug traffics, child traffics, sex traffics, beats women, murders women, rapes women, and he pretty aptly called them a terrorist organization. I think that's perfectly valid.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, you know, you're bending all these words.
And he's not an American citizen. We got to acknowledge that.
No, absolutely
right?
not.
So that's important.
But he wasn't here illegally.
He was!
Illegally.
He was illegal. They should have absolutely deported him. He is not legal in the country. Bro, you say, hello, sir. Are you legal in the country? If the answer is no, bye-bye. Well, come on, man.
As long as we're not talking about two different cases.
We're talking about Garcia.
Yes, yeah. He was an illegal immigrant to the country.
I thought he was waiting for asylum.
Okay. You could be illegal waiting for asylum.
I see. So so they could deport him. That's right.
Yes.
Right.
But we never did it, but to a prison.
It's an edge case. I acknowledge it's on the edge.
Okay, good.
No, but the edge is, so there's 3 ways you can deport people. It could be the Alien Enemies Act of 1798. It can be
used only 3 times.
That's fine, but hey, look, and you quote the First Amendment all the time. That's from 1787, right? So old things are important. No, I'm just saying, just because it's old.
That's been used more than 3 times.
Fair enough, but just because things are old doesn't mean, and I'm not saying you're using that talking point, but some people are trying to invalidate it just because it's old. Well, it's also expedited release.
They're trying to invalidate it because it doesn't really apply to this, that it's stretching
I mean, how is MS-13 not a terrorist organization?
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah, you can make that.
Or Tren de Aragua.
Yeah,
I mean,
you can make that case.
Organized
because terrorism really is a political movement.
Oh, come on.
It means terrorizing the civilian population to achieve a political goal. These guys just want to grab your locket. You know, this is...
That is such a twist. Like, who cares why they're murdering and raping people? They are an organized group of people that are getting funding that are murdering and raping people. Now, you see, their goals aren't political. They're just greedy. But, like, come on, dude.
More than that.
A lot more than that. Look.
Yeah, so, yeah, all right. Anyway, I feel like he's just incredibly misinformed. He just doesn't know. He just doesn't realize the case is it's an illegal immigrant that was told to be deported by 2 separate judges. The only reason why he wasn't deported yet was because they held him back since he was scared to be deported to El Salvador. He was scared there because he thought they would kill him at that point. Now, over the last 6 years, the condition in El Salvador changed drastically. Because Bukele, the president of El Salvador, started actually imprisoning terrorists. So you can make the argument that the original judge's ruling not to send him to El Salvador isn't really that valid anyway. That all said and done, it's acknowledged that it was a mistake to send him to El Salvador. But now that he's there, in El Salvador, his home country, they are imprisoning him for being a terrorist. I think it's an open and shut case. I think all the people, because there are Democrat senators literally flying out to be like, oh, generous wife beater rapist, please be okay. I will support you forever. If only the Eden Alexander, the American hostage that is currently getting tortured under some fucking rubble in Gaza right now by Hamas terrorists, if only he was an MS-13 gang member, maybe the liberals would care about him. Anyway, they have a discussion about Jesus. All right.
Do you hope you're wrong? That's the most
what about the afterlife?
Important question.
That's a great question. Well, how...
Do you hope there's a heaven?
All right.
I hope they figure out how I can live forever.
Boo! Non-answer.
I like it here. With you, Charlie.
Boo!
Drinking this and smoking
and
pot.
Fiji,
I'm having a great
nice
time. I really can't imagine it better. I mean, I can't. And maybe it is. I'm sure it is. I'm sure, people have...
But something in you probably hopes that, I don't know.
Yes.
Hitler gets ultimate judgment. Or the most evil things, right?
Fair. Look at it from the other perspective. I get you want to live forever, but at least the dead bad guys get fucked up down there. Yeah, that's a crazy fucking perspective. All right.
Something in you wants to see your loved ones, and
I don't think about Hitler.
No, but there's got to be a desire somewhere.
A lot of people just think about Hitler a lot.
Stalin, Mao.
I know, but I'm just saying Hitler comes up a lot.
He really. Fair enough. Let's.
He's a pretty bad dude.
A desire that there's something beyond this.
Well,
that is just.
Okay. Yes, I do, but I mean, it's very hard to find that justice on earth. Ask an AIDS baby.
No, don't. Bill, that's why when you say, "Hey, I'm happy here," there's a lot of suffering on earth too, and that's the.
It is,
that's the Christian argument,
and
right?
some of it is you know, we obviously can see it comes from no bad deed done. You know, child.
Wow, they're really running the gauntlet on like every major political disagreement between like the secular left and the religious right. This is like an incredible conversation.
With cancer.
Of course, it's
And then they say, well, that's, you know, God works in mysterious ways, which is sort of a get out of jail card.
It's the
for
hardest,
any kind of non-thinking.
Admittedly, it's the hardest. We as Christians have to explain unjust suffering. Atheists have to explain everything else.
How do you explain it?
We don't. It's hard. It's a mystery. We can say God works in mysterious ways. We can say original sin. However,
I don't know. So in Judaism and like according to Kabbalah and stuff like that, like there are many different explanations for suffering and things. It is really interesting. Very, very interesting discussion, and obviously very long. Like it's not like the kind of answer that. But again, it's definitely an interesting discussion. So the argument is that God understands the world so much better than you. He understands so many different possibilities that you will never understand. So for you to call out God for doing things unfair because your subjective worldview thinks things are unfair is like that. The argument is that would be a relatively egotistical perspective to think that you understand society and the world and suffering and why things happen better than God, the guy that made it happen. Anyway, you don't have to understand it. You don't have to believe it. But anyway, it's definitely an interesting discussion.
We don't have to explain creation.
Basically, the entire book of Job explains this concept that Job felt like he was getting unjustly punished from so many ways, but like when you see a much bigger picture about it, that's basically the story. It's interesting. It's pretty awesome. It's pretty great.
Or the miracle of life, or love, or justice, or
we don't have to explain it either because it's not explainable because we don't know. We say we don't know. That's honest. You say, no, somebody told a story a long time ago, and we're going to stick with that. That to me,
wow.
I'm not trying to be.
That is dumbing it down, wildly dumbing it down. Oh my God! Oh Lord! So religion is basically some guy told a story a long time ago? Yeah. All right, okay, all right.
Insulting.
You can't offend me, trust me. I mean that. So
all
you
right.
could be as crude or as blunt.
Okay, I
mean that. It's not.
But I find that intellectually embarrassing.
All right, well, anywho, I'm sure there's a major debate to be had here. Bill doesn't believe Jesus of Nazareth was a real person. 7 minutes? They spent 7 minutes debating whether he was a real guy? Of course he was a real guy. How do you not think he's a real guy? Forget the eyewitness testimonies, just the unbelievable breadth of scripture about him. There are Christian sources, Jewish sources, the Talmud talks about him. Like, come on, man. There are way too many sources to think that Jesus wasn't an actual person. All right, anyway, we're skipping that one. Bill only believes 2 of the 10 commandments are good. What? How do you have that take? How do you have that take? Wait, hold up.
Good.
Do you think, even as an atheist, the 10 commandments, the right side of the 10 commandments is a good place to start?
The right side.
Well, because the left side, I think you'd have a big problem, right?
I have a problem with 8 of the...
So it's actually, it's funny. In Judaism, the right and left are switched. So he's referring to the left side of... All right, anyway, moving on.
10, because only 2 of them are laws.
You got a problem with 8 of the 10?
2 of them are laws.
How do you have a problem with 8 out of the 10 commandments? Bro, a problem with them? What the 10 commandments are, you know... I am God. There is no other God. Don't say my name in vain. Then there's honor your parents. Don't work on Saturdays. Don't kill. Don't steal. Don't covet your neighbor's wife. Don't swear falsely, right? No, that's that one. Whatever. Anywho, I know them in Hebrew.
Only 2.
What do you mean?
Don't kill.
And don't steal. Okay.
And don't steal.
Sure.
Like, I mean, this idea that God is this...
But you're good with those 2.
Like,
obviously.
the first 4 are just jealous God shit. It's just like...
4? How is honoring your parents jealous God shit? Bro!
Like, you know what?
No,
God,
honoring your parents is not jealous God stuff.
God's like a pimp who was in the next room, and he said, who you on the phone with there, girl? You know, I mean...
But, I mean,
I guess
bro, respect your parents is literally number 4. Like, how on earth do you... All right. Anyway, moving on.
Well, hold on, but no,
That's
it's,
crazy
again,
take.
I'm not
All right.
offendable on this, but I think you could. I know you made fun of it, religious, but there's something beautiful about not working for a day.
Oh,
True.
I don't mean like
day.
honoring the Sabbath,
oh, a week is even better.
True.
but
The
like,
the Sabbath. No, I mean the Sabbath
but
is
slowing down and saying that we're not
I know,
going to toil for a day.
But do you need? Why would you need a religion to get to that?
All right, you want me to answer the question? Like, cause dude, this is a fucking awesome debate. I love this stuff. I feel like he never had a discussion with someone kind of like this. All right, I'll tell you why I think it's awesome. Personally, why it's good that it's a law like by God as opposed to just doing things based on the fact that you want it. If you decided that taking a day off every week was a good thing, you wouldn't do it. You would not do it. Think about how awesome it is to shut your phone for 24 hours, because you have to. You have to shut your phone because God told you to. And your phone is closed for 24 hours. Whatever happens in the world, you don't need to be on your phone. You don't need to be stressing about it. You're eating with your family. There's no distractions. You're not going to work. You're not stressed about anything. It is the most anti-stress day of all time because you're not working that day. If you wouldn't have a divine mandate to do that, you wouldn't take that day off. I think it's pretty crazy. Or your worker wouldn't take that day off. I don't know. I think it's pretty beautiful. I mean, you could agree with it or you could disagree with it, but it's pretty cool.
Why would you need a religion to? Hey, let's not kill each other and take a day off.
Well, it's not only about the religion that teaches you the morality of not killing each other. The Bible basically has all the laws of a functioning society. Like, you know, you own property, let's say. Communist retards don't love that one. But, yeah, obviously, that's not the point. The point is, it's all the laws of a functioning society. That's what it gives you.
Like, I don't need a threat or a carrot for that. It's just so intrinsic. It sort of reminds me of the beginning of the Declaration of Independence.
Yeah, but he says that, but you know how many, like, different cultures and religions have had child sacrifice over the years? Like, you argue that thou shalt not kill is stupid because it's obvious, but at the same time, it wasn't obvious to all those cultures sacrificing their children to Aztec gods. All right, you know, like, I'm not gonna lie. It wasn't that obvious. So, look, I mean, say what you want.
If it's in...
All right, anywho, it's an interesting conversation. All right, 6-minute discussion about homosexuality. Nope! All right, what's next? Oh, dude, this is so fucking awesome. Yeah, I didn't want to watch, like, the whole 2-hour episode, but this is great. I'll probably watch it after this. Democrats will continue to lose elections if they continue to support men competing in women's sports. 100% true. Let's see this one.
Again, good on you for being a liberal that acknowledges male-female distinctions. What a concept,
Oh,
right?
of course.
I mean...
Of all the low-lying fruit that the Democrats just, like, hand the Republicans to...
Yes! Yes! Oh, no! He keeps getting cooked! He keeps getting cooked! This man meets Trump one day. He invites a Republican one time, and he's like, holy shit, why are you so based with everything you say? This is nice. Isn't Passover about child sacrifice? No! What are you fucking talking about? Passover is about the Jews leaving Egypt. It's never been about child sacrifice. That is an ancient myth that was made by people to make up blood libels for reasons to hate Jews. It is literally propaganda. Oh my God. You've been watching Candace Owens too much. That's shit that she says.
Win elections. That's the one.
You know, it's so funny. I joked around with my team the other day. I said, are they really going to just let us win every national election on this no men and female sports thing?
Right.
Like, they can't surrender on this one issue.
It's so ridiculous.
It's a 90-10 issue.
Yeah.
There's 890 medals and trophies of men winning these competitions.
You lost Gavin Newsom on this.
Woo! And that guy's a retard. Yeah, the governor of California. Yeah, no, honestly. The men-women sports thing, this is the most obvious thing in the world. I personally love this debate because it just gives me easy victories every single time. Every time someone says some shit like that, it is so awesome. Every time I hear someone say, men and women are equally good at sports, it literally makes me so excited. Because I know that they're a retard. It's another one of the retard detectors. It is in the 5 great retard detectors. Oh my God.
Okay, take that as a hint, right? I mean, I think you were
I was the one that asked the question.
Right, yeah. No,
and he
that's
said issue of fairness, all that.
Well, that's what I started to say when you sat down. You're everywhere now. You're Gavin New, everybody's podcast.
Yeah, look at that.
And, you know, look, I always say this, everybody's a monster till you talk to them.
Well, some people are monsters even after you talk to them. Not gonna lie. I mean, I talked to Hassan Piker. I still think that guy wants to kill all Jews in Israel. I mostly think that because he basically says it. So, yeah, no, it's a good argument. You make a good point. But, you know, some people are pieces of shit.
Not to say that there aren't some people who probably are monsters, but
True.
I mean, I've yet to find the horror show that is you. So,
dude, look at this. His mind is just getting blown. He's out here talking to a red-blooded Republican, goddamn proud American. American, fuck yeah. He unapologetically believes in God, religious man. And he's just like, holy shit, why are you like a nice guy? I met Trump and he was a nice guy. And now I met you. And he's a nice guy. I don't know what's happening. America, fuck yeah. Dude, we're taking it back. One retard at a time.
Let me
keep looking, Bill.
Yeah, wow, that is crazy. All right, next topic. Transgenderism is a mental disorder. Woo!
I mean, I believe that transgenderism is a mental disorder, as it was, diagnosed in the.
So you don't think any people are like born, quote unquote, in the wrong body?
No, I don't agree.
No?
I think people might think they are.
Why is he shocked? By the fact that he's shocked, you could tell that he's never had an open discussion with a right-wing guy. Every right-wing guy thinks this way. This is literally probably, I think, more than 50% of people think this way. People, I think, are terrified to say it because I think there's this massive astroturfed problem on social media. They ban people if you say this. They slander you if you say this. They traumatize you if you say this. But I do believe most people think this. But everyone's scared to talk.
Like born, quote unquote, in the wrong body?
No, I don't agree.
No?
I think people might.
Look how surprised he is. He's so surprised. He's never had this conversation with a guy on the right before.
Think they are born in a different body. But I believe it to be a mental disorder, as most of clinicians did up until the last 5 or 10 years.
Well, this is another one where the woke hates me. I mean, I did a whole thing on how I think, and we do disagree on this, by the way, because I do think there is such a thing as being born in the wrong body. But
I believe.
Wow. That's wild. Did you see how surprised he was? He was just like, no? Shocked. Holy shit. All right, Bill's visit to the White House and meeting President Trump. Oh,
hilariously,
God.
More people that I know that are center-left now say, I think Trump is not a monster because Bill Maher of what he said. On anything else.
He's not happy to hear that. Dude, this guy is getting unbelievable death threats for meeting Trump from the fucking woke lunatics in his audience. And he's like, yeah, lots of center-left people, because of you, they like Trump now. And he's like, oh, fuck. Oh, no. Oh, no.
Well, I didn't exactly say that.
Well, no, you said not a crazy person lives in the White House. That was what you said.
Right.
And you said he was respectful and gregarious.
Yes. Right? I said not a crazy, but a person who acts crazy on the public
stage. Those are two different things, though.
I know, but that's what matters. I also said it doesn't matter what he does in a private dinner with a comedian. What matters is who he's on the world stage. What bothers me about the critiques I get is that they don't acknowledge the points I myself made.
Fair enough. Let me ask you.
No, I don't mean you.
No. But would you prefer him to be crazy in private or crazy in public? I'm not saying he's crazy.
I just took it as a positive, and I said,
walk it back, Billy. You're getting cooked.
I took it as a positive that at least there is this other person that I see that is undeniable. And again, for all the people who, we're losing truth. Yes, I was one of the first to say that. We are losing truth. Okay, but I told you the truth. That's all I did. I went there and I told the truth.
But you know what? No one was happy to hear the truth. No one wanted to hear the truth because people prefer the propaganda. Propaganda is nice. Propaganda is comforting. It is this little bubble of lies that you've been told for so many years. You could just live in peace, frolicking among the lies. Oh, what a nice world. Oh, so many genders. Oh, everything I've ever wanted to see. Oh, validating me. With everything, I will always be validated. If I fail, it's not my fault. It's society's fault. Nothing like popping that bubble of propaganda.
what happened. Would you?
And good for you.
And they would prefer that I had lied. I assume.
Did you sign the Bill Maher Accords? It was like a
exactly.
It was like the ratification of a treaty.
But he signed that piece.
I thought that was hilarious.
It is hilarious.
It's like you guys were negotiating.
He's like, fuck, I like Trump. Fuck, shit, I like him. God damn it, fuck.
First of all, the thing I did was so fucking funny. You give me a little credit
to sign the thing?
No, but the whole piece I did on my show was hysterical.
I thought it was terrific.
Yeah, it was funny.
And honestly, good for President Trump for hosting you. And he had the magnanimity to do that. Right?
And listening.
Yeah,
and
he
again,
did.
The reason
Trump is one of the most powerful men in the world. President of the United States. He won all 7 swing states. Cryo Trump. He'll be back every 4 years. He did not need to meet Bill Maher. It did not change anything for him. Why would he meet his biggest critic? Other than him just kind of being based. And you know what? Bill Maher knows that. Bill Maher gets out of it. He gets a crazy show, crazy headlines. Bill Maher met the president that he talked shit about for 10 years. See, he gets everything out of meeting Trump. Trump gets nothing out of meeting Bill. That's how you know he did it for good reasons. I like looking at people's motivations, and if you can't describe a very obvious financial motivator, then honestly, I have so much more respect for it. For example, Trump is the only president in the history of the United States that lost money as president of the United States. Elon Musk lost money working for the government for free. That, in my opinion, is such a big indicator of maybe bro's actually not even a bad guy.
Why I was the perfect choice for this was because nobody had been harder on him. So it was a real Nixon to China thing. And
damn, look at him. He's sweating. All right, his next show, he's going to talk so much Trump shit. Oh my Lord. Yeah, this was an incredible conversation. So someone told me I needed to talk about this because of this clip. So I actually debunked this on my incredibly well-respected and well-loved, critically acclaimed Nuxanor channel where I make fun of retards. So they told me to skip to this timestamp and told me that I've already debunked Bill's point here. So I'm curious to see what this is.
Research money. First of all, they take 10 to 15% of that in overhead. Why does Harvard with a
colleges? Oh! Yeah, college is a scam.
$50 billion endowment need $2 billion in research money.
Just ask Harvard the same question.
That's a hedge fund with a college attached.
Right.
That's not a university.
Right.
He's right. I mean, he's right. College is a scam. They're stealing money from the government. I mean, they've been taking our tax money. Fuck that. Fuck that. By the way, shout out to Trump. Man actually cut more money to go to Harvard today. Breaking news. This literally happened right before my stream. Someone literally said, hey, I know someone that I am currently very involved with on a personal level, not getting into too many specifics. She basically said to me, yo, I know you're about to go live. Trump just cut more shit going to Harvard, and we cheered together a little bit, and I said, I'll find a way to squeeze it in. So anyway, here it is.
That's something completely different. Stanford, $40 billion endowment. Yeah, Yale.
Yeah, that's fucking crazy. That's insanity.
$35 billion endowment.
Yeah, that's crazy. Why are they getting so much money? They get paid. It's so expensive to go to Harvard. The government's funneling more money into them. By the way, it was revealed that 96% of Harvard donations leaving Harvard are going to Democrats. 96% of donations coming out of Harvard go to Democrats, and then the Democrats use tax money to fund Harvard. Tell me that's not a scam. Tell me that's not a giant fucking disgusting pot of bullshit. That's some weird shit, bro. That's weird. If I would have a fucking nickel for every time something weird happened in America that involved fucking Democrat congressmen becoming incredibly rich, I'd have a lot of nickels.
And look, some of this research is awesome. And I got to agree with you. Some of it they should do a case-by-case basis.
Explain that again. I will explain that again. It was revealed that Harvard is paying 96% of donations coming out of Harvard, like by the alumni, by the people, by the staff, by the actual college, 96% go to Democrats. So Democrats in the Congress decide on sending billions of dollars to Harvard, and then Harvard donates 96% of donations coming out of them to Democrats. Does that not sound scummy and scumfuckery to you? If it doesn't, well, You're a retard.
But a lot of it, though, is this woke stuff that would
True.
like take your breath away.
True.
I mean, research into transgender mice.
True.
I mean, it was just the U.S. taxpayer dollars should be funding that.
See, I called that out on my show. That was bullshit.
No.
It wasn't transgender. See, that worries me about you, Charlie. You see,
Oh, I had a conversation with you for the last hour, but now I'm worried. Oh.
seem to have swallowed that one whole, like a snake does a mouse, without looking into it. It was transgenic.
Oh my God, dude. No way. I actually debunked this. I did the research on this about a few weeks ago.
I'm sorry.
It was not, but it's hugely different. Transgender, that's just going along with what the mob thinks. It wasn't. He got it wrong, and no one was around to tell him that he got it wrong. He just went with it. Transgender. It wasn't transgender. It was transgenic. They were studying mice for health reasons, serious cancer-solving reasons. Nothing to do with
Come on, Charlie. Cook him back. Or if not, I'll do it.
Transgender. So...
I stand corrected on that.
Okay.
Respect him for saying that he got it wrong.
But,
And he said, I'm worried about you, Charlie.
But a lot of these...
Okay, he's wrong. I'm going to pull it up. I'm sorry. Here it is. CNN just quietly edited their fact-check article. So, originally, this is their original article. Fact-checking Trump's address to Congress. Doge and transgender mice. Trump falsely claimed that the Democrat of Government Efficiency, the Department of Government Efficiency, identified the spending of $8 million for making mice transgender. It meant transgenic, not transgender. That's what the CNN did. And then CNN fucking fixed their shit. Afterwards, they fact-checked it. They silently removed this without any announcement, saying, oopsie, an earlier version of this item incorrectly characterized as Trump's false claim about federal money being spent for making mice transgender, and it turns out it's true. They were making mice transgender. It is true. They did do that. That was their surgeries. CNN quietly edited their fact-check article after they reported that Trump's statement on spending $8 million for making mice transgender was false. It sounds so crazy. They thought Trump made it up, but it's 100% true. And CNN was forced to admit it. It is true. I got you with the layup on this one, Charlie Kirk. I caught you, bro. Bill Maher saw some fucking stupid bullshit tweet on social media and ate it like a snake eats a mouse. Ate it like a snake eats a mouse, motherfucker. Yeah, it was transgender mice. That's how fucking retarded this bullshit is. Why didn't Charlie bounce back? I guess this Charlie Kirk didn't know about this. I guess he didn't do the specific research on this specific topic. But it was actually transgender mice. The leftists said, Trump's a retard. It was actually transgenic mice, which is something used when you put multiple genes in a single mouse to do research for medical, shit. But no, it was transgender mice. It was right. It was retarded. The government funded it. That shit sucks. Defund all of that, in my opinion. I am paying fucking taxes to pay for transgender mouse surgeries. Miss me with that shit. So, after knowing this, look at the way he says it.
Wrong. And no one was with what the mouse hugely digging into it. It was whole.
Mice. I mean, it was just the U.S. taxpayer dollars should be funding that.
See, I called that out on my show. That was bullshit. It wasn't transgender. See, that worries me about you, Charlie. You seem to have swallowed that one.
Dude, it's so condescending. Oh! We've been doing this for an hour now, but now I am worried about you, Charlie. You ate the propaganda. You ate it, bro. Nah, dude, you ate it, bro. Your taxpayer dollars were funding transgender mice surgeries. Oh my God. Why was Charlie not informed? I don't know. There's a lot of news. Why do you expect him to read everything that ever existed? No, Charlie Kirk absolutely fucking annihilated him. You saw that his mind actually got blown over the course of this discourse. This discourse expanded his brain. Him just being shocked every time Charlie would say something that's not politically correct. Like when Charlie said that, whatever, people are the gender they're assigned at birth or whatever. Or, talking about normal topics. My God, Bill, it worries me, Bill. It worries me that you've swallowed the propaganda whole. I'm worried about you, Bill. I'm worried about you. Anyway, subscribe. Sorry to end on such a worrying note. So worried about Bill. I think he's going. He ate the propaganda whole. Bro thinks he's cooking. Definitely subscribe for future cooking. I like Charlie Kirk. I like Bill Maher too, to be honest. I like both of them. Because honestly, both of them seem relatively honest. And I think that, in my opinion, that is the thing that I like most in political commentators. And honestly, hot take. That's why I think Trump is actually kind of great. Because he is honest. Say what you like about him. Bro said he was going to do his tariff shit, and he did it. He actually fucking did it. Every other politician said they were doing the exact same tariffs. None of them had the balls to do it. But he did. So definitely subscribe for future retards that we are going to be making fun of. Bill Maher got his mind expounded. I'm worried about him. Definitely it is transgenic. It's not. It is not. Dude, you want me to show you? I don't know why we're doing this. Transgender mice. All right, editor, blur the images for the YouTube because they show you the actual surgery where they are cutting their balls off. Yep. Happy? Reversibility of testosterone induced insulin after testosterone cessation in a transgender mouse model. All right, happy? Are we all on the same page? Everyone's thrilled now? You're welcome for doing the research. Stay weird, fam. Like, subscribe, and this video was streamed live on kick.com/Nuxanor. See you there. Stay weird, fam.